Well, hello, my name is Treesap, and I'm here to talk about Vampire The Masquerade Bloodlines 2, and particularly the Tremere being announced in this game. The Tremere are an interesting clan. I'm actually a big fan of them because they're blood mages, and the way they became a part of vampire society is interesting because their antediluvian Tremere, unlike the other antediluvians, was not sired by one of the second generation who were sired directly by Cain himself. He actually became this way through a mixture of blood sorcery and also diabolizing Salat, the antediluvian of Clan Salubri, which are an interesting clan. They have a third eye and they take on different roles. Some are healers, some are warriors, and they also taste really good, so there's not many of them. Particularly they taste really good to other kindred, so they just end up getting slurped on like Capri Suns on a regular basis anytime one is found. And since in this world, with some exceptions, I believe, kindred cannot practice awaken magic, which is basically if you're a mage in this world, you're awakened and you see the world for what it really is, and you have access to a wide variety of magical abilities. But these magical abilities are really you just manipulating the reality around you, and of course for the purposes of the game they're put into categories. But really a mage can do a lot of things. It's just more of them being in the right mindset to utilize their will to shape the world and shape matter and shape reality or shape bodies, whatever they wish to do. So Clan Tremere has blood sorcery. They can do a lot of interesting things. They can do some things that in a human awakened mage can never do, but it can also not do some of the things that an awakened mage can do. Just like anything, there's trade-offs. One benefit to them if they're doing their magic, unlike if you're say a normal, well, as normal as you can be awakened mage and you decide to throw a fireball in in public around a bunch of normal people, they won't explode if they throw a giant fireball of blood, at least. Whereas an awakened mage will probably combust and die a horrible, painful death, since reality really doesn't like it when you try to mess with it. But I'm kind of getting off track somewhat, but not completely. And I'm interested to see how clans, and particularly clan choice, impacts how people react to you, because some people should look at you a little bit side-eye as a Tremere. You know, they're not the most trustworthy, and particularly because Tremere are very enclosed as a clan. Of course, all clans have their own particular secrets and their own particular ways of doing things, and of course members of a clan are usually going to be a lot closer to other members of that clan, specifically also because they share a lot of traits, because clans as a whole usually embrace people who are of particular backgrounds, you know. So Tremere would usually go for people who are into mysticism, who are scholars, professors, even scientists, people who really have an interest and a love for knowledge and learning. Whereas like you would have the other clan announced that was Bruja. Depending on when in history this individual is embraced, they could either be a wonderful mix of philosopher, warrior, king, or they could just be a rebel without the cause, going through the streets, destroying things for no real reason. You know, it really depends. And I'm interested when we have any understanding or knowledge of the background of Fire, who, if you don't know already, that's the name of our main character. I really don't like that name. Fire with a P, of course, for some reason. But I'm interested if our character will be able to choose any type of background. You know, were we a mystic? Were we like a scientist of some sort? Somebody who was studying different parts of the world? Something like that. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. Just at least for some extra flavor, I would like something like that within the game. And again, what we got to see was very short, like incredibly short. And yes, they had it in there, they're gonna have some more gameplay next year. I hope it's good, because so far what I've seen just doesn't look great. You know, I would love to see some more about Tremere, because if I do play it, it's likely that's what I'm gonna go with. And I'm also interested, I hope to God that we actually get to use our disciplines within dialogue. I hope disciplines are not just left to only combat, because that would be such a terrible, terrible thing, especially with the Tremere, with all the things they can do. You know, we should be able to not only use it in dialogue, we should be able to use it to figure things out. The puzzles in the game, our ability to use blood sorcery should help us. We should be able to do a whole lot of cool things using blood sorcery, because it's an ability with so much nuance and so much creativity just built into it, and just the wide variety of things you can do with such a amazing ability is almost limitless. So if we really don't get to see that blood sorcery really plays a big part in the things we can do, I feel like it'd be doing such a disservice, not just to players, but to the world of darkness as a whole, and to just RPGs as a whole. And I just want to see, hopefully that they really make the clans feel individual to each other. You know, that's one of the biggest things. I haven't liked much of what I've seen so far, but I would like a lot. I feel like even if there's some issues with the game, if I could at least get that, you know, I want to feel the individual characteristics of each clan pop out and be put at the forefront, you know, because when you play as a clan, you really want to experience what that clan has. I'll bring up Malkavian. When you played in the original Bloodlines, when you played as Malkavian, you really felt like what it was to be a Malkavian. And there are other places I play a Malkavian in, you know, there are some text adventures by Choice of Games, and they have, well, made some stuff for Vampire The Masquerade. And in one of the games, you can play as Malkavian, and you really feel what it's like to be one. You really get to utilize and do all this cool stuff with it. And I'm hoping I see something like that, but just with Tremere. And I don't know, that's really all I wanted to say. It was just on my mind. It's been on my mind ever since I saw the trailer a little while ago, and I just want to talk about it. I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble for a bit about something that I'm relatively passionate about. If you did, like, subscribe, check out some other stuff. I hope you find something you like, and peace. I'm out.